Hi, this is Jim Janossy. In this second of a series of video tutorials on how to use Picasa to package up your slide sets, I'm going to actually download the most current version of Picasa, install it on this machine, and see if it works. And to do this, what I'm going to do is start by going into Internet Explorer. I have mine set so that the page starts with Google. I'm going to go to this More tab, and I'm going to look for Even More. And in this list I will find the Picasa program. So if I click on this word Picasa, I get the download button to download Picasa for Windows or Vista or Windows 7. So I'm going to download this. I'm going to save this. I'm going to save it in a file named download. Now I just do this as kind of a precaution so that I don't wind up trying to install it directly from the web. Here it's coming down. I'm actually done with the web for the moment. Let me get out of the web here. I'm going to go to that downloads file, and in that file I will find what I just downloaded, this Picasa setup program. So I'm going to double click it to run it. And let's see what happens when I run this. Well, we have these terms of service, so let's just zip through them, speed reading them. I've agreed to them. It's going to put the program into program files. That's just fine. Let it install it. So now the setup will install it. And this will take just a few minutes, or even faster perhaps. And here Picasa is near finishing up. Let's see. A shortcut, that's handy. Add a shortcut to the quick launch bar here at the bottom of the screen. Set Google as my default search engine. Well, that's already the case. I don't know about sending anonymous usage stats. I'm going to hold that off. And about running it, let's not. Let's see if we can figure out how to run it ourselves. So let's finish up the installation. Now, I'm out of the downloads, but I do have an icon here for Picasa 3. So that's going to be the way that I wind up starting Picasa. And let's just check to see what it's going to do when we start it up. So here's Picasa 3. Now, it seems to take off automatically and want to do some searching on my machine. Well, I'm not really too interested in that, and I'm not too interested in signing in either. So what I'd like to do is simply go, let's see what happens if I start it a second time. Search my whole computer for pictures. Well, I really don't think so. I'm going to scan my documents, my pictures in the desktop. Perhaps I'll do that. So this will be enough of a test just to find if it sees something that I can have indexed for me, and it's probably going to find a few pictures out here. What are we being told here? This wants to set itself up as the default viewer for these kinds of things, but I don't think I'll do that because I have other ways of looking at those things. So I'm going to click all of these off, and then I'm going to finish up. Now, you see here a little bit about what Picasa will do on your machine. It's set up as a photo album. It's actually searching those folders that I had indicated, and it's finding and organizing an index here to those pictures. Now, I haven't gotten very deep into Picasa to use it as a photo album. The only reason I'm showing you how to do this is to let you use it to create HTML code and reduced size JPEGs of your slides. So the installation process that we're going on now, as I create this video tutorial, I see that I'm up here only 9% scanned. You'll notice this number will leap up much higher in just a little while because although my Camtasia will capture all of this, I'm going to chop a lot of it out in the editing process so we speed this thing up. No, it isn't finished with its scanning process. It's only at 22%. If I click on this little tab here, I can see pictures that it's identified as having people in them. And we can see that by and large, well, it seems to identify people. But it's got a bunch of pictures here that don't really seem to have people in them. So I'm not really sure what the scanning is going to do for me. But you can see I've already got a number of things in the My Pictures folder, and that's why you're already seeing them indexed. So once again, I will chop out some of this. This number will jump much higher. Now, just to explain a little bit more of the functionality of Picasa, not that we're all that much interested in it, but what it attempts to do here on the left is to organize an index of folders by the year that they were created. So we'll see here that, well, it seems like everything I've put out here I must have put out here in 2008, but you'll see that this area pops up with whatever I click on as far as this folder name. So here is a set of slides that I've put out there. Explore Chicago Final Exam. Here are slides that you've already seen in an earlier training video. And here are some other slide sets that I've already put out there. So this in itself is rather nice that it organizes pictures for me this way. Up until this time I haven't actually used this for much more than creating slides. Even though I take a lot of digital pictures, I'm not spending a great deal of time putting pictures in. But we do see here some pictures that have been taken in class and a little something out the window with an autumn leaves pattern to it. Now, even though this process is not complete, this process may even repeat when you attempt to use this as it discovers new pictures on your machine. But what I'm going to show you at this point is going to leap ahead just a little bit. Supposing I had all of these pictures here, having imported them in a way that I'll show you in the next tutorial. Supposing I wanted to output all of these as a web page, similar to the web page you've already seen demonstrated as a means of putting slides up in Blackboard. I would go here to Folder, and I would export as an HTML page. And that will export for me the folder that I'm already focused on right here. So as I scan up and down, I can get to different folders. It's the one that I've clicked that is more or less highlighted. It's made brighter than others. So here we have, let's go to this one. Here we have this folder. I'm going to click on it, and not on one picture, let's say, but because I don't actually want to do that. I'd like to have everything output. So I'm going to click just on this so that the entire folder is highlighted. And then I'll go to Folder and Export as HTML. Doing that, I get some choices. What size do I want to export these pictures? I've been exporting them at 640 pixels for web pages. That size fits very nicely in the frame that's provided by Blackboard. And I usually choose this one-page gray background. That gives me my thumbnails and the picture on the same page. You could choose black, or you could choose white. I think gray kind of highlights the slides nicely. And this is going to let you indicate where you want these stored. So let's go out here, and I think I'm just going to put these, well, let's put them into my computer here. And my computer has a number of devices attached, so I'm going to look at C. And I might just create a folder here. I've created that folder. That's where this is going to go. It's going to want to title it Chicago, but I think I'm just going to say My Slides for Demonstration. And you'll notice that name comes in here. So make sure you remember where you put these. It's going to be handy when we try to find them later. So I've chosen the size for the pictures. I've chosen the place where the HTML is going to go, and I'm going here to choose this, which is this layout. Now it's exporting this folder, all the pictures in it, and you'll notice down here the status of that export, and this is occurring even while this scan is still progressing. You'll see the very same thing happen here with these slides, and you see some students in a class, and some students in a class, and some students in a class. And if I go back to the first, I'll have this picture here. So this is just a quick run-through of what Picasa will do for you. That's it for this video. Tune in for the next one.